Okay, let's talk about the framework that we use in Built to Burn to help our clients lose body fat postpartum, but ultimately just get into a really awesome routine that makes them feel super supported and working towards their fat loss goals. Because, of course, navigating the season postpartum can be so difficult, especially doing it alone. So, I just wanted to make this training to really support you if you're postpartum. Just know that you're not alone. Here's our 5 step framework that we use and Built to Burn with our one on one clients. And first is making sure we're regulating before we reduce. So let's dive in. What does this actually mean? Postpartum fat loss is going to be a lot about like getting out of survival mode. Your body's been through so much stress in the last year. And so it's really important that if you are underfed, if you're not sleeping well, if you're under stress, like our bodies are coming back from this ultimate like fight or flight mode. And it's important that we're trying to more so regulate overall health before reducing calories, increasing exercise, all of that. So we want to focus on these simple habits, which is going to be consistent meals, focusing on protein, carbs, and fats at every meal, hydration, so drinking enough water, getting in daily movement, even if this means 30 minutes a day of walking outside or 10 minutes 3 times a day on a walking pad, and then a sleep routine. I get it. This is as much as possible. So this is just prioritizing where you can. The next thing is fuel your body like you're healing. We don't want to go into a dieting phase, especially if you are breastfeeding. Maybe one of your worries is that you don't want to ruin your milk supply or decrease your milk supply. So what we want to do is just focus on food quality. We either are focusing on like protein at every single meal. We want to focus on eating enough carbs to support energy and training. And then we also want to focus on just like consistent intake. So, we often see with our postpartum clients, maybe they came to us eating maybe only like 1,000 calories a day because they were so busy, they were so stressed, they just really weren't that hungry. Once we increase their food, making sure they're eating enough protein, carbs, fats at every single meal, we noticed that they had better supply, they were more energized, they were more motivated, and they got more done in their day. So we usually see clients are like in the beginning barely eating anything at all and then snacking a lot at night, and it leads to binging, or they're cutting calories too hard, they feel exhausted, hungry, and it just leads to this inconsistent pattern. So it's important that we're focusing on properly fueling your body. Next, we train for strength, not exhaustion. So it's not, incorporating tons of cardio. It's just getting into a routine that's maybe, 3 days a week of 20 minutes of strength training. And this can even be at home. A lot of our clients have amazing success with at home workouts because a lot of people will end up doing like HIIT workouts, long cardio sessions, going on runs, and just like trying to chase that sweat or chasing a calorie burn. And at the end of the day, that's really not what's important. What is important is improving your metabolic health through increasing the amount of like strength training you're doing per day. So let's think, 3 to 4 strength training sessions per week, focusing on progressive overload, which is getting stronger each week. And then we want to focus on like glutes, core strength, posture, pelvic stability, and the pelvic floor. And then the fourth thing we want to do is master the basics. So this is where we see the results. I think it can be challenging because we want to kind of bounce around and try all the different things in order to lose the weight fast postpartum. But the most important thing is taking care of your health. And that's why in our first phase of our one-on-one coaching program, we look into your routine specifically, your daily life, your daily habits, and then we make small changes and baby steps every single week as we're checking in. So some of the basics that move the needle are going to be your steps in daily movement, water and electrolytes, fiber and digestion support, and then stress management. So trying to keep stress down as much as possible because you already have so much going on postpartum. So you don't need more intensity in your life. You need a plan that you can repeat and one that's like, super basic. It doesn't mean it's easy, but it's simple. That really is going to get you to your long-term goal. And then the last thing I like to say is accountability, because oftentimes we're constantly starting over every single Monday, but with accountability and with support, we find that you can be more consistent and then get you to that long-term goal a lot faster. So the biggest reason postpartum women struggle is not their lack of effort. We know that they already have a lot going on. It's the lack of structure, personalizations, adjustment over time, adjustment over time, support when life gets chaotic. And then this is where coaching changes everything. So I wanted to quickly highlight some of our clients. So this is Lauren. She's 17 pounds down postpartum, looking absolutely amazing, as you can see. puffy. This is our client Bethany, who's down 15 pounds in 5 months. She's a year postpartum mom. She came to us eating around like 1,000 calories a day, very much under fueled, and didn't really prioritize herself. And she was like, you know what, I'm just ready to put myself first. I want to make the investment. I really want to, step in and, focus on my health to feel better in my clothes and show up more for my baby. And she's eating over 1,600 calories and down 15 pounds and looks absolutely amazing. Plus better energy, better sleep, better digestion, less inflammation, all of the things. And she's not stopping, which is great. This is our client Siobhan, who's down 13 pounds in 6 weeks. She's very fresh postpartum. So this is within 8 weeks of having her baby. As you can see, her progress is really, really good, with only 6 weeks working with us. And of course, she was not cleared when she very first started working with us. But what we did is we focused on nutrition first and then slowly incorporated more exercise as she was cleared. And then this last client, her weight is not shown here, but as you can see, we focused on body recomposition, daily habits, making sure she knew exactly how much she was supposed to be eating. And as you can see, she's drastically reduced her body fat and is feeling a lot more confident in her routine. So if this helps you and you feel like you could just use maybe some more guidance, some more accountability and structure postpartum, just DM me Postpartum Reset, and I'm happy to chat about what coaching can look like for you.